Hashtag AskGojiman, I have lots of gut issues. How do you heal the gut on a vegan diet? Great question, and that's from lots and lots of you. Let's get to it. Roll the titles. Welcome back, it's good to see you again. If we haven't met before, then hi, I'm Gojiman. I'm currently finishing a Masters in Nutrition and qualifying as a nutritionist, and next year I'll be studying for a PhD in nutritional science. I do daily vegan videos in which I answer your health and nutrition questions under the hashtag AskGojiman. So if you have a question for me, then hashtag AskGojiman in the comments below, and I'll choose one of these questions to answer in tomorrow's video for you. So without further ado, to the question. So essentially with leaky gut, we are talking about gut dysbiosis. So you have a disproportionate amount of bad bacteria and also potentially yeast or candida that burrow into your gut lining, causing all manner of issues from autoimmune problems to widespread food sensitivities. So as you can see in this diagram, you have a normal intestinal lining and below this the bloodstream. The job of the intestines is to extract nutrients from the food and pull them into your bloodstream. Now clearly there are all manner of things that exist in your food that you really don't want in your bloodstream, particularly the undigested food particles and whole wheat proteins, etc., that can have an inflammatory effect if they get into your bloodstream. And the main thing you have to remember is that if you have a healthy functioning intestinal wall lining, none of these undigested food particles and other little nasties can get into the bloodstream and cause you problems. The problem happens when you wipe out your good bacteria. So if you take antibiotics or other pharmaceuticals, if you load your stomach with processed sugary refined foods, if you drink alcohol on a regular basis, then you are going to create an environment for pathogenic organisms to thrive and cause havoc to your gut lining. All of these pathogenic organisms will damage the lining of the gut and excrete acids and other chemicals that will specifically cause this to happen. Large gaps will open up between the cells, and then all of a sudden all of those undigested food particles, etc., have access straight into your bloodstream. And when this happens, if not resolved very quickly, well, you're on a one-way path to autoimmune diseases and very poor health. You will also probably develop many food intolerances as your body struggles with histamines, oxalates, lectins and salicylates, etc., that are getting into your bloodstream. Now, if you have autoimmune conditions, skin issues, food sensitivities, digestive issues, then you need to test ASAP for leaky gut so you can resolve it quickly, or else your conditions will get worse and worse. So how do you know you definitely have leaky gut? Well, first you need to take an intestinal permeability test. So you drink a solution that contains mannitol and lactulose, which are basically two sugars, and then you take a urine sample. So lactulose is a non-digestible sugar, so it should go straight into your intestines and out of your bowels. If you have it in your urine, then you know you have leaky gut. So the good news is that if you do have it, then it can be fixed and your other conditions can be resolved. So your intestines are like your skin and are constantly replenishing itself. So if you address what's causing the gut to leak in the first place, you can fix the gut in maybe 2 or 3 cycles, which then leads to the question, well, how do you fix it? Well, the first thing that you need to do is stop putting into your body the things that are damaging the gut lining in the first place. So no processed sugars, no alcohol, no wheat, no soy, and certainly no unnecessary antibiotics. When you do this, you will get a reduction in your symptoms, and then you need to focus on repairing the gut barrier lining function. And to speed this process up, you should consider some of the following supplements. So firstly, digestive enzymes will help break down the food and reduce inflammation, and also help kill off the candida as they break down the candida cell walls. Next up is quercetin, which is a bioflavonoid, which is a powerful phytochemical. This will help tighten up the junction between the cells and stop the food and toxins getting into your bloodstream. Next up, you can consider glutamine, which is an amino acid which will help repair the intestinal cells. And you also want to establish a normal healthy gut flora to prevent the pathogens coming back. So you can take either a high dose strain of probiotics or probiotic rich foods such as sauerkraut. And finally, I would recommend fulvic acid and humic acid, which will also help with the healing of the gut lining. Now, I'm not going to give specific dose recommendations, etc., as you need to do this under the supervision of someone who knows what they're doing. For example, if you have leaky gut and have developed histamine or salicylate issues, by just throwing these supplements on top, you could make things a lot worse. You need to identify the cause of the leaky gut and then resolve this trauma before you can actually heal the leaky gut. So don't use yourself as a guinea pig, get and see a functional doctor or naturopath who can help you resolve the issue once and for all. It is your health and you don't want to mess with it. If your boiler broke down, you would call a plumber. You wouldn't try and fix it yourself. So thank you all for that question. As always, if you have a question for me, then hashtag AskOGman in the comments below, and I'll choose one of these questions to answer in tomorrow's video for you. And as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.